Okay. Welcome in to another episode of Commanders Franchise, Offseason Edition. In the meantime, just give me another 30 seconds or so to get myself set up here. Okay. So this is our third annual Commanders off-season stream. We are entering year 4 of this franchise, and we are, of course, coming off of a Super Bowl 60 win versus the Baltimore Ravens. As you can see, we won by a final score 31-24. It took us till overtime to ultimately win that game. Really good season overall. A lot of fun. Love the team we built. Now, where do we want to jump first? Now, I'm streaming this game after the Commanders in real life just took down the Tampa Bay Bucks by a final score of 23-20. Jaden Daniels had a fantastic game. Terry McLaurin also had a very good game. Of course, in this reality here, we don't have Jaden Daniels. Sam Howell is our franchise quarterback, although I'd love to have Jaden Daniels, but he doesn't exist in this world. Now, where do I want to begin? So, if we take a look at our 2025 season recap, obviously you can see we won the Super Bowl against the Baltimore Ravens. You can see the awards on the right-hand side. Mahomes won MVP. Arthur Smith beat us out for Coach of the Year. For the second straight year, Coach Craven Moorhead came in second place. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year. He's not retired in this universe. Chad Callaway from the Packers won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Ben Harold from the Bears won Defensive Rookie of the Year. But we won the Super Bowl, and Jonathan Allen won Super Bowl MVP with a Super Bowl record 4 sacks. Take a look at some 2025 retirements. Derrick Henry hangs them up after the 2025 season, after 10 years. Aaron Stinney, Justin Britt, who we re-signed to be like our backup center, really our third string center. He has decided to retire. CJ Mosley retires. Keenan Allen retires. Aaron Donald has now retired after winning Defensive Player of the Year. Taylor Heineke retires. Cody Whitehair. Devondre Campbell, who in real life is a real piece of shit. Jordan Poyer retires. Andrew Norwell. Bobby Wagner, who is playing for the Commanders in real life. DeAndre Hopkins. A lot of big names up here. Laken Tomlinson, Graham Gano, Khalil Mack, Stephon Gilmore, Zach Martin. So some potential Hall of Famers here. Carson Wentz, Travis Kelce, Levante David, Corey Linsley, Matthew Judon, Patrick Peterson, Greg Zuerlein, Jimmy Ward. Looks like these guys are all, or were all free agents. But yeah, that's a lot of big names who retired. All right, let's go ahead and advance the week. So, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I don't really have much of a plan as far as who we're going to re-sign. I have the concept of a plan. Let's take a look at our third mock draft. So we, of course, are going to pick last in the first round. And we are set to pick Rob Bass, a right guard out of LSU. Okay. We have some players ready to negotiate. Do I need to hire anyone for my staff? Offensive coordinator? How did I lose my offensive coordinator? Did my offensive coordinator, like, take a different job? Is that a thing in this game? I don't even know who my offensive coordinator was. Okay, well, Nick Gregory has Dan Campbell's offensive playbook. So let's go ahead and hire him. Alright, we have a new offensive coordinator. I mean, I got so used to running our other playbook. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Or maybe there will be some new plays in that playbook that I'll like. We have 22 players who are looking to negotiate contracts. We have 65 players on our roster right now. I think most of these guys we're going to let go. Now, right away, we have Jonathan Allen. So, Jonathan Allen, at the beginning of the year, I said we had 3 big guys on our team that we needed to re-sign. Sam Howell, Terry McLaurin, and Jonathan Allen. I said we were realistically only going to be able to sign 2 of those guys. Of course, Sam Howell's our franchise quarterback, Terry McLaurin's our superstar receiver, Jonathan Allen's our superstar defensive tackle. Now, here's the thing, Jonathan Allen not only just won Super Bowl MVP, where he registered a Super Bowl record 4 sacks in the Super Bowl, but he got injured for a few games, and we drafted Tyler Wise in the 3rd round last year. And he didn't really impress me that much. So Jonathan Allen's such a big part of our defense. Now, he is getting up there in age. He only wants a 1-year deal, totaling $28 million. I think we're going to offer him a contract. If all he wants is 1 year, or we'll even give him a player-friendly deal. Those are some big cap hits, though. But you know what? I think it's worth it. You know what? This is a championship tax. Let's go ahead and make this offer. If he declines, I think I'm going to franchise tag him. I'm happy to sign and continue to play for this great organization. Okay, Jonathan Allen has returned. Now we have Emmanuel Forbes. He's not a free agent, but he does have a 5th-year option coming up in year 5. And you know what? Emmanuel Forbes has been a bum in real life, but he's actually been pretty good for us. I think we're going to accept this option. All right, Jahan Dotson, I have no intention of bringing back. Good riddance. Now here is the hard part. Jamin Davis had a near Defensive Player of the Year like season with us this past year, but I don't think we can give him... I think we're going to move on from him because we do have Kenneth Murray and we also have Leslie Terry, who I'd like to give more snaps. Now, what I might do... I can't outright franchise tag him, huh? Here's the tag of an award winner, huh? No, I have to offer him a contract and then franchise tag him. But I don't think I can... Yeah, I don't think I can offer him a contract. We're going to have to let Jamin Davis go. Roschon Johnson, he wants 2 years. So we picked up Roschon Johnson to be like a pass blocking specialist. And he did a fine job. He wants a 2-year deal, though. Charlie Phillips also wants a 2-year deal. They want the same money. I think we'll make an offer to Roshan Johnson, see what he says. I'm happy to sign, continue playing for this great organization. All right, Roshan Johnson is re-signed. Now, of course, it looks like the rest of these guys are going to be depth guys, which is important to fill out. Fedarian Mathis, he is getting up there in age. But he's also not a terrible backup if shit hits the fan. So I think we'll make him an offer. Okay. We got some more defensive tackle depth. Tariq Castro Fields. No thank you. Cole Turner. No thank you. Gardner Minshew wants a multi-year deal. No thank you. Manny Gibbons. No thank you. We'll go ahead and submit an offer to James Smith-Williams. I try to... Any depth that I re-sign, I usually try to sign younger guys, but these are two guys that have been around for the duration of this franchise. I think Kalike Hudson, he wants a 2-year deal. Yeah, sorry, Bucko, you're getting a 1-year deal. We'll see if he accepts. Alright, we got a deal done. Yeah, I'm re-signing veteran players for depth, but they are higher overalls, and I think I'd rather just have the, 70 to 75 overall depth piece in case we do sustain injuries throughout the season instead of having to sign some 65 overall off of someone's practice squad. Christian Holmes was actually a very good special teams player for us. We're going to go ahead and offer him a contract. Thanks for the offer, but I'm just not interested in signing. Okay, that's fine. We won't miss you. Chris Paul's honestly not a bad guy for us to re-sign either. We're going to just go ahead and make an offer, see what he says. This offer is perfect. Okay. We're down to $32 million in cap space. Now, Nick Gates ended up being our starting center for the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and offer him a contract, see what he says. Okay. So we're not exactly, outside of Jonathan Allen, not exactly making any splash signings right now. Do I want to re-sign Andrew Wiley? Yeah, no, let's take a look at our roster as of right now. So right now we have 3 quarterbacks on our roster: Sam Howell, Gardner Minshew, and Jaden Hendricks. Gardner Minshew will be a free agent, so we'll need to look for a backup quarterback. Running backs, we have a ton of guys, so we can maybe look to trim some fat there, although Charlie Phillips will most likely be gone. Ethan Carter, I don't think I'm going to bring him back. Jahan Dotson will be gone. We do have a lot of receivers on the roster, so maybe we can trim some fat there. We will have to find a number 3 tight end in all likelihood. We're only going to have 1 left tackle. We will have 2 left guards, 2 centers, 2 right guards, 3 right tackles. I think we're good on defense. Yeah, you know what? I think we are going to advance the week. Okay, so we got some combine results. So I don't really have the concept, I don't really have a plan when it comes to the draft. Take a look at that soon. I mean, we don't really, quarterback we're all set. We do need a backup. Like really, we just need to sign some depth guys, and that's going to put us in a position where we may very well just draft the best players available, which is a very nice position to be in. Sign free agents, view available free agents. First thing off the top of my head that I know we need is we need a backup quarterback. Geno Smith's an interesting one. What's he looking for? Let's just make him an offer. Okay, we are his only offer. Alright, so what else do we need? So we need a backup quarterback. We just submitted an offer to Geno Smith. We have a shit ton of running backs, don't need to worry about that. Fullback, I may honestly look in the draft or wait for an undrafted free agent. We do have a ton of receivers, albeit in the draft I may look for another explosive playmaker at receiver because there's a rather significant drop-off between Terry McLaurin, who's a superstar X-Factor, and Chase Claypool, who, while he's been solid for us, isn't exactly a star by any means. But the flip side of that argument is Rayshawn Nash has been an excellent receiving tight end. So, but I do think we'll look at receiver in the draft. We do also need a number 3 tight end, but I think that's something we can maybe look at in the draft. We will need another left tackle. We do have 2 left guards. We have 2 centers, 2 right guards, 3 right tackles. Albeit these right tackles, Walter Callahan and Zach Portis, are 64 and 60 overalls, respectively, so... we do have, I mean, defense is kind of interchangeable. We do have 4 defensive ends. Maybe we can add another one in the draft. We do have 4 defensive tackles, so that's not a position we need to address. I mean, these are all off-ball linebackers. We got 5, so we can maybe look to add some depth in the draft at that position too. With 4 corners, can probably look to add some depth there. Jatavius Martin ultimately plays slot corner for us, so we have 4 safeties on our team. But maybe we can look to upgrade from Eric Hartwell and Jonathan Levins. We don't really need another kicker or punter. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have a lot of holes that we need to fill. I guess I'll take a look at some combine results here. I mean, you mentioned receiver, right? I mean, this guy's going top 5, so... I mean, well, he's projected to go. This guy, Lane Cage, is projected to... He's a top 5 talent, but he's projected to go in rounds 1 or 2. He's got D catch in traffic, which is kind of not the best thing in the world. But everything else, I mean, juke moves a D, but I think I can live with that. Medium route's a B. Release is a C. Catching's an A. Just catch in traffic's a D. B spectacular catch, B short route, B deep route. I mean, certainly not a bad prospect. Kind of surprised that he's a top 5 talent. I'm going to go ahead and add him to my favorites. Gerard Quick. D catch in traffic and D catching. Yep, nope, I am all set. Catching the football is kind of important. I don't know if you guys know that about football. Eli Ayers. B catching traffic. C catching. Really, I'm looking to avoid as many Ds as possible. Honestly, we may just look at combine results once we get into the draft, because we may very well just draft the best player available. So yeah, we submitted an offer to Geno Smith, that's it. Let's go ahead and advance the week. Okay, mock draft 4. They now have us taking Ron Patton, a right tackle at NC State. Rob Bass, the right guard, we were projected to take in the 3rd mock draft. Is projected to go 31 to the Ravens. Eli Ayers is now projected to go to the Chiefs. Gerard Quick, who we don't want, is projected to go to the Chargers. Lane Cage, who I would like to have, is projected to go to the Broncos. But I don't know if I'm dying for Lane Cage, so. Okay, so did Geno Smith end up signing with us? He has not yet. Well, I mean, we are the only offer that he has. I mean, none of these other guys even have an offer. There's not exactly any great quarterbacks. Baker Mayfield's a free agent, but he's only a 70 overall in this universe. Kirk Cousins is all the way down to a 69. I mean, Geno, you're going to have to make a choice. If worst comes to worst, we'll bring back Gardner Minshew. Yeah, there's not really a position I'm looking to target in the draft. I'm probably going to just look to get as many picks as possible and then just fill in the depth holes that we have. Okay, Geno Smith signed with us yet. It's literally the only free agent I've offered anything to. Okay, I'm assuming... Okay, Geno Smith is a Washington Commander. He is our backup quarterback. Exciting stuff. Okay, I think we're ready to advance the week. 5th and final mock draft. And the final mock draft still has us taking Ron Patton, right tackle of NC State. We're probably not taking him. We don't really need another right tackle. Take a look at some free agent recaps. Ronnie Stanley has signed... Are these available free agents? Yep, Ronnie Stanley has signed with the Rams. Tyrann Mathieu with the Patriots. So it looks to be a pretty weak free agent class. Tyler Lockett is now with the Rams. Jamin Davis, old friend, is with the Cardinals. DeMarcus Lawrence is with the Patriots. Dallas Goedert's with the Chargers now. Trent Brown with the Lions. Quandre Diggs to the Saints. Jahan Dotson, old friends, going to the Falcons. Grover Stewart to the Rams. Rams making a lot of moves. Deontay Jackson back to the Raiders. Von Bell to the Cowboys. Teron Johnson to the Rams. TJ Edwards to the Falcons. Tyler Boyd to the Titans. Back with the Titans, I should say. Tyler Algier to the Chargers. Grady Jarrett to the Rams. Yeah, I mean, none of these guys are really all that notable. Okay, private workouts. Who do I want to bring in? I mean, I feel like I should bring in a receiver. Do I want to bring in Eli Ayers? He's 6'2", 224. He is a physical receiver. So I wouldn't mind having him. He ran a 4.440 at the combine and at his pro day. So he's big and he's fast. C catching, B catching traffic, D medium route's a little disappointing. B release, D short route, really not a good route runner. I mean, of course, obviously we could work on that. What about James Cotton? What's his scouting card looking like? Oh, F catching, D, yeah, no, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Okay, I'm not really in love with Eli Ayers as a prospect. I mean, I might still add him to the board. I mean, what other positions do we need? We could upgrade right guard and move on from Braden Daniels. I mean, there are some guards here. There's definitely some guards going in the draft. I mean, let's take a look at some attributes here. A, impact blocking for Ben Gaines. Okay, that's attractive. B, pass block. B, pass block power. Run blocks anywhere from an A to C, but even if that's a C, that's okay. I can live with that. Awareness. I think awareness matters a little more for offensive linemen because they'll just blow assignments. They'll like double team, for instance, instead of going second level, especially at the guard position. But B or C I could probably live with. Run block finesse, that could be an issue if we go up against some better defensive linemen. This guy's actually not a bad prospect, though. Let's see what else we got here. We got Rob Bass. Let's see, B lead block, D run block, or pass block finesse, A impact block, B run block power, A to C awareness is nice. Problem is that I cannot live with a D pass block. And I can't live with anything below a C run block either. So I think I'm gonna go with Ben Gaines. Now what about these second to third round receivers? Let's take a look at Tyler Cox here. Okay, yep, nope, don't need to see anything else. What about Quan Skandrick? Do all these receivers just have stone hands? Chase Clemens. I mean, okay, I'll entertain it. He has F awareness, love that. So he's probably a fucking idiot. Okay, he sucks at running routes. Jesus Christ. I mean, like, I feel like we're okay as far as pass catchers go. Terry McLaurin's still a stud. Rayshawn Nash is a stud. But then there's a pretty significant drop-off. Chase Claypool's been decent for us. But then we'll likely need someone like a Connor Highsmith or one of our young receivers who didn't really get a lot of playing time this year or was on our practice squad this year to get a chance. Where do we stop? What about... Okay, Kendrick Van Dyke. He has A catching and C catching traffic, but he has F deep route and F release. He is a slot receiver, though. C medium route. C short route. I mean, I'd be open to putting Chase Claypool's actually been our slot receiver, a really big slot receiver. But he has done pretty good in that role. But I would be open to potentially putting him on the outside and moving someone to the slot. And maybe Kendrick Van Dyke is a candidate. I don't know. 4-4-7. I don't know. I mean, he might be as good of a candidate as anyone else we've seen. J.C. Bowden. I mean, what is with all these stonehand receivers? D catching. Like, I don't want D catching. D catching. Okay, finally, someone that doesn't have D catching. C catching traffic for Michael Grubbs. B catching. D deep route. D medium route. D short route. Alright, so if they can't catch, they can't run routes. I mean, this is a terrible receiver class. I mean, what? It was Kendrick Van Dyke? Nope, it wasn't him. Who was there? No, it was Michael Grubbs, right? You know what? What about center? I mean, everything looks pretty good there for Alex Brink. The run block finesse is a bit of a letdown, and there's a chance his awareness can be a D, but can probably live with those things. Now, Ricky Stromberg is our starting center, but he gets hurt every year. Nick Gates is a serviceable backup. I mean, he played pretty well for us, all things considered, but he's not the long-term answer. About Keenan Sneed. D run block finesse. He might have D run block and pass block finesse, but, you know, as a center, you're usually taking on defensive tackles. You're usually not going to take on a lot of finesse moves. You're going to take on a lot of bull rushes and whatnot. I mean, what they look like? What are their combines like? Looking for like things like bench press here. I mean, 40-yard dash isn't irrelevant. They need to go second level. All right, this guy pretty much ran a 5-second 40-yard dash. That's his average. 32 reps was his average on the bench, and 3-cone, 7.5, 20-yard shuttles, a little over 5. Okay. What about Brett Pittman here? Okay, so his run block finesse could be as low as an F. His injury could be as low as a D, which would be a little bit of a shame because we already have a injury-riddled center on our team. But everything else honestly looked pretty good on him. So Keenan Sneed's marginally slower than the other center. He is stronger though. Bear bench press, roughly the same 3-cone and 20-yard time. What about Brett Pittman? Yep, he's in about the same category. We're scouting 3 centers. He does have A awareness, though. You know what, let's add him. But then we end up... No, we didn't end up selecting anyone. What's Andrew Frazier look like? Might take a look at Andrew Frazier. Actually, what does Owen Perkins look like? Actually, this guy looks pretty good. Okay, we are going to select Owen Perkins for a private workout. Michael Grubbs was one of the receivers I was looking at. Was Kendrick Van Dyke the other one? I mean, I do like the A catching, but the F deep route is a bit of a letdown. The F release is also a letdown, albeit he is a slot receiver. He's got C short route, C medium route, C catching traffic. I mean... it's that or Michael Grubbs, who does have B catching, C catching traffic, D medium route, D deep route, D short route. I don't know. I think I gotta go with Kendrick Van Dyke here. Alright, so we are going to... Why is it not saving my choices? Okay, so Brett Pittman. Owen Perkins. And Kendrick Van Dyke. Those are the three guys that we are going to bring in for private workouts. Make sure that's saved. There we go. Okay. Oh, I have a trade offer for KJ Henry. We'll take a look at it. So they are offering us a 6th round pick for this year and a 4th round pick in 2027 for KJ Henry. For Myron Murphy. Not Byron Murphy, but Myron Murphy. You know what? That's actually not a bad offer. We're going to go ahead and take this. We get 2 more draft picks and someone of a similar overall. KJ Henry did do a pretty good job for us filling in for Montez Sweat when he got injured, but we don't have to fill another roster spot because we got another defensive end back in return, and we got more draft picks, so happy to take that trade. Okay, how did those three guys come out that I just focused? So, receiver, Kendrick Van Dyke. Okay, there's the whole thing. A, catching's pretty hot. C, catch and traffic I can live with. I'm looking for catch and traffic, and things like route running and release. Deep routes an F, which is disappointing, but he is a slot receiver. C, medium route, F, release. C, short route. I mean, I don't love him as a prospect, but maybe he can impress. I mean, we'll see. Brett Pittman, we only got to 90% on him, huh? But everything looks really good on him. I mean, nothing's a D. And the questions are his run block power, which is either an A or B, and his stamina, which is either an A or B. Pass block's a C, we can live with that. What's his run block? Run block's an A. Love to see that. Okay, Brett Pittman might have to be our first round pick. What about Owen Perkins? So we think that he might be a second to third round talent, even though he's projected to go in the third or fourth round. Run block finesse is a D. Run block power is a D. But I mean, awareness is an A, which I think for offensive linemen is pretty important, especially in this game. Pass block's a B. Run block's a B. Yeah, I mean, we focus scouted two pretty good offensive linemen, I think. I'm not sure if I'm in love with the receiver that I scouted, Kendrick Van Dyke, but we'll see how it goes. I think we are ready to start the 2025 NFL Draft. What's up, gang? Hey, how you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. All right. So yeah, the mission for this draft, I think, is to basically just acquire as many picks as possible because we don't have a lot of holes on our team. We're kind of just looking to add depth. But let's go ahead and start the NFL draft. Actually, before I do that, those three guys I focus scouted, I want to add to my favorites so I don't forget. So who was it? It was Kendrick Van Dyke. Well, I'm not totally in love with, but I'm willing to take a waiver on. Brett Pittman, love him, and Owen Perkins. Okay, let's go ahead and start this draft. Start drafting. Commanders rebuild. Fuck with it. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm 60-something episodes into this rebuild. Just finished my third year. This is the start of year 4, this offseason. Got a very different team than the Commanders in real life. They, of course, have Jaden Daniels right now. I decided to rock with Sam Howell. He played well enough to be my franchise quarterback, and we're coming off a Super Bowl victory, so we do have pick 32 here, and I am going to go ahead and skip ahead to our next user pick.
With the next selection, it's the Washington Commanders.
Okay. I'm going to pause the draft so I don't accidentally miss my pick. Okay. So I think we're going to go center with our first pick if he's still on the board. Brett Pittman we are drafting this guy. I mean, not really anything not to like here. I look for C's or better. C's get degrees, right? And even the two things he doesn't have a complete grade on, the run block power and the stamina, it's either an A or a B. Ricky Stromberg is a fine center for us, and Nick Gates is a good backup, but Ricky Stromberg gets hurt too often, and Nick Gates isn't the long-term solution. So we are going to go ahead and draft Brett Pittman, and he has hidden development. All right, love to see that. Look at some of the ratings down there. 89 strength, 81 acceleration. I mean, the other things aren't really that relevant to offensive linemen, but okay. You know, I'm pretty happy with that pick, I think. All right, let's go ahead and skip ahead. Next user pick. Pause the draft again. Make my selection. So second round here is going to be interesting. Oops. Favorites. Okay, so there's Kendrick Van Dyke, who I'm not in love with as a prospect. I like the A catching. C catch and traffic I can live with. B medium route and B short route I can live with. But the F deep route and the F release, a little bit of a hard sell for me. I mean, he's got 4.47 speed. That's pretty good. But I don't know. I mean, I could take Kendrick Van Dyke right now, add a receiver, and then hope that Owen Perkins is there, but I kind of want Owen Perkins more. I think I'm going to go ahead and take Owen Perkins. He's too good of a prospect, I think, to pass up. I mean, the D run block finesse and run block power, I think I can live with, especially for a second rounder, really a third rounder. But I mean, A awareness, A injury, so he shouldn't get hurt too often. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and draft him. So we have gone offensive line for our first two picks. 83 strength, 65 speed, 74 acceleration. Again, none of those ratings are really all that relevant to offensive linemen, but I digress. Go ahead and resume the draft. Whoops, I didn't mean to go to the draft board. We're going to go ahead and skip to our next user pick. Skip ahead in the draft. Next user pick. I go ahead and pause the draft. We'll go ahead and see who's available for receivers. There's a chance that Van Dyke, the receiver that we were taking a look at, is off the board. Yep, he is off the board. Not the biggest deal in the world. Are there any big receivers? So see, this is the problem I was running into earlier. I mean, you have all these guys who are projected to go in rounds 1, 2, or 3, but their attributes were ass. I mean, James Cotton, F catching. Yep, that's just what I want in my receiver, a receiver that can't catch. I mean, it's not like he has F catching and then everything else is spectacular. He's got D catch and traffic, D medium route, F release, F short route. So, I don't know, is there... Michael Grubbs is someone I actually kind of considered, but I'm not super in love with him as a prospect either. I mean, he's got B catching, which is good. C catch and traffic I can live with. D medium route, D short route. D deep route, so he can't really run routes. But in the third round, is that something you're willing to accept? I don't know. Let's take a look at some of these day 3 receivers. Are they any better? D catching, D deep route, C catch and traffic, D release, C short route. Okay, I mean, this guy doesn't really tickle my fancy. Tyrell Edmonds. F catching traffic, D catching. D deep round, D. This is a trash receiver class, man. Is there going to be one diamond in the rough here? Okay. So let's take a look at our lineup real quick. Or actually, no. I'm thinking about trading away this pick. Yeah, let's go to the depth chart. Okay, we have 3 quarterbacks on our team. Sam Howell's our starter. Geno Smith will be our backup. Jaden Hendricks is our 3rd string. We're fine. We got plenty of running backs. We got plenty of receivers. We do need another tight end. We do need another left tackle. Not starters, but we do need some more depth. Could maybe add another off-the-ball linebacker, maybe add another corner. JD injured. So this is Madden 24, not the latest Madden, so no Jaden Daniels in this universe. I wish, but I started this rebuild long before he was drafted by the Commanders. What was I gonna do? So I could take a look. So I was looking at, what, left tackle? Yeah, in this universe, Sam Howell's not a complete bum. Still throws a lot of picks, but... Chris Murray doesn't look too bad. Run block power being an F is a little concerning. But if I'm just looking to add depth at this point... So I want to add another receiver, but the receiver class is ass. One other left tackle. One other tight end. Then like another off-ball linebacker and another corner. Mitch Crawford. A to C catching, B catching traffic. I mean, this guy doesn't look completely terrible. You know what, we're going to go ahead and draft him. Mitch Crawford. Welcome to the team. Wearing number 2 as a tight end. That is absolutely disgusting. Skip ahead in the draft. Advance to next user pick. Or, whoops. Next user pick. Okay. So, I mean, this whole receiver class is fucking terrible. I might have to go steal someone off of someone's practice squad or live with the fact that, hey, maybe our receiving core is good enough. You know what? I might go ahead and take Chris Murray here.
Selection. The Lions are on the clock.
Backup left tackle in the 4th round. Back of the 4th round. Very back of the 4th round. Not the worst thing in the world. Skip ahead in the draft to our next user pick.
With the next selection, it's the Washington Commanders.
But you know what? I think we're going to trade away this pick. What we got? We got a 5th round pick for next year. Now these are all future picks, it looks like. Yeah, see, the thing is I'd still like to add another corner. Yeah, I'd still like to add another corner. Probably another off-the-ball linebacker, too.
Metro groupies on me, that's fine, don't sweat those. Been on keeping my head strong. My dog ain't talk about Petco. Brand new ones, they retros. Live fast, I ain't on set my headstone.
I mean, this guy's got F man coverage. That seems problematic. C to F zone coverage. So there's a 2 and 3 chance. 2/3 of a chance he has a D or an F in zone coverage. No thank you. Are any of these undrafted free agents? They have anything? No. Alright, what about corner? I'm not looking for superstars here. D man coverage. A to C awareness. Zone coverage is a B. Okay, I mean, for a 5th round pick, you know, you gotta kind of take what you can get. B to D man coverage. C zone coverage. Right now I'm leaning towards taking Zach Lewis. B man coverage is C zone coverage, actually. This guy's not... I don't mind that. Alright, Kareem Beckham's definitely the pick now. Alright, can anyone beat a B in man coverage and a C in zone coverage? That's pretty much all I'm looking for, at least in the 5th round of the draft. I mean, this guy's B to D in man coverage and C zone coverage, but still taking a risk there. C to F, nope. C and then B to D, no. I think I'd rather have someone good in man than zone. B to D zone, C man. F man coverage, so that seems problematic. Nope. I'm not gonna look at the potential undrafted free agents. Okay, so it was Kareem Beckham. We're gonna go ahead and draft him. Again, not likely that he's gonna start for us, but gotta take what you can get at this point in the draft. And resume the draft. Now, I think my final picks I may just go ahead and trade away.
Washington Commanders.
Review offer. I mean, the Bears are offering us 2 7ths. 1 this year. I think I'm all set. Like, I don't need... Let's see. 2 7ths from the Bills. 2 7ths from the Broncos. A 6th and a 7th from the Bucks. So far the Bucks have the best offer. 6th and a 7th from the Texans. 2 7ths. Sixth and a 7th for next year. Two 7ths, 6th for next year. Jesus, look at how many teams want to trade with us. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and trade with the Colts. A 6th and a 7th for next year.
Next up, the Commanders are on the clock.
All right, you know what? I know I shit on him earlier, but I think we're gonna take James Cotton. I mean, we're in the end of the 6th round. He does have hidden development. He looks very cocky too, cocky little asshole. He has 99 speed. Why did I not draft this guy 3 rounds ago? 99 speed. Connor Highsmith, you might have some competition for kick returning. Look how fucking cocky he is. He's either gonna be the best player on the team or he's gonna be cut within a week. Alright, I think we have one more pick. Mr. Irrelevant. We get to pick Mr. Irrelevant. Who we got for quarterbacks? Are we gonna find our next Brock Purdy? B deep accuracy, D medium accuracy. This short accuracy. D short accuracy too, okay. Nope, this guy has A short accuracy. Brian Mays. C deep accuracy and C medium accuracy. Yeah, we'll go ahead and draft him. I'll take A short accuracy for our Mr. Irrelevant quarterback. Alright, that's fine. Alright, and that concludes the 2026 NFL Draft. Take a look at our draft recap. Alright, so we drafted Brett Pittman, our first round center out of LSU. He's a 76 overall. May very well start for us, we'll see. Owen Perkins, our second round guard, he's a 72 overall. Mitch Crawford, he's going to be our third string tight end, 67 overall. Chris Murray, he's drafted to be our backup left tackle. That's exactly what he's going to be with a 66 overall. Kareem Beckham's a 70 overall, probably going to be a core special teamer for us. James Cotton, who has hidden development and 99 speed. He's only a 67 overall, though, unfortunately. And Brian Mays, Mr. Irrelevant, 62 overall quarterback. All right, go ahead and advance to the preseason. Okay. All right, so that's your off-season. Wasn't particularly exciting. It didn't really need to be exciting, though. We didn't exactly have a lot of needs to fill. But let's go ahead and take a look at our depth chart real quick. So Sam Howell's still going to be our starting quarterback. Jonathan Tolliver will be our starting running back. Got some other guys that can fill in. We do not have a fullback. That is something I actually forgot about. Can I go ahead and address that right now? I completely whiffed on fullback. Free agents. Give me the best fullback you got. Do we bring Ethan Carter back? Yep, we're bringing him back. Ethan Carter, welcome back. Okay, so Sam Howell's still going to be our starter. Geno Smith is likely going to be our backup. I mean, Jaden Hendricks and Brian Mays will be our third and fourth string. We'll see if one of or both of them make the practice squad or none of them. Jonathan Tolliver is our starting superstar running back. Got some other guys who can fill in if needed. We brought back Ethan Carter. Terry McLaurin's our number one receiver. Who's going to be our number two receiver? We'll have to wait and see. Right now, I'm thinking of moving Chase Claypool to the outside and having... Who do I want in the slot? I mean, Connor Highsmith could be good there. But he's also our star kick returner. Let's see. We do have some options. Sidney Burgess showed some flashes in a limited sample last year. Tight end, nothing's really going to change. Offensive line, we may very well see Brett Pittman take over as our starting center. We'll play around with it. We'll have to see how Owen Perkins does. We may very well go into week 1 of the season with 2 new starting offensive linemen. 2 rookie starting offensive linemen. Of course, we got this guy, Myron Murphy, a second-year man of Texas A&M in a trade. We ended up trading away KJ Henry. Would like to see Tyler Wise kind of take a step forward. He does have star development. But yeah, I decided to bring back Jonathan Allen, even though he is getting up there in age, because I didn't really like what I saw from Tyler Wise. I mean, all these linebackers these are all off-the-ball linebackers. Decided to let Jamin Davis go, even though he had a Defensive Player of the Year caliber season for us. Because I did like what I saw from Leslie Terry, even though he's only a 74 overall. Secondary is going to remain the same. Emmanuel Forbes, Cliff Greenfield will still be our starting corners. It's kind of amazing how many guys I have on this team who are bums in real life, like Emmanuel Forbes, but have actually been pretty good for us. Jatavius Martin's going to be our slot corner. Percy Butler is our starting safety. Cameron Curl, he's been upgraded to superstar dev. How about that? Love to see that. We got a couple backup safeties. Maybe we'll look to bolster up safety a little bit because we don't exactly have the best backups. Of course, in the Super Bowl, Cameron Curl got hurt, unfortunately. We moved Quan Martin, Jatavius Martin, to strong safety and ended up having Tariq Castro-Fields play slot corner. We got kind of burned. Joey Sly still our kicker, Blake Gillikin still our punter. And yeah, that is our team. Okay, so as far as the preseason goes, I think I'm going to play it off camera and probably, or off stream, and probably simulate a good chunk of it. I mean, we don't really have any positional battles. We do have a couple on the offensive line, but outside of that, not really much to speak of. But with that said, next week I'm going to shoot to open up the 2026 season of this Commanders rebuild, the 4th year of our franchise rebuild, and yeah, we're coming off of a Super Bowl victory. Would love to repeat as champions, but got a long road ahead of us. But yeah, that stream will come at you next Sunday after whatever game's on Sunday night. I'm not sure which, but yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time.